viewers all over the world. Today we are again coming with another topic that we open our eye to so many dimensions in life. You see, many people often use one word or one sentence. They will tell you the problem is home trouble. Home trouble. I will tell you because of home trouble they are unable to meet up in their businesses. I will tell you in their profession, home trouble is dragging them and all that. So today we are going to be talking about this topic, and our lecturer that will be here to talk about it is an expert in the area, not just a lecturer. He is a spiritualist who knows so much about all these things. So it is not something you just give to any other person to discuss, excepting those who know it in detail. That's why you see we decided to bring in a doctor. When I say doctor, you know what I mean. Our own doctor, our own way, native doctor, who understands these issues of home trouble. We'll be talking about the truth, the reality, the lies around it, the truth, the lies, and all the manipulations involved. So I'm your host, Sunday Ahimare in Ebedose for Ego Studio. Sir, you're welcome to Ego Studio.
You're welcome. Yeah. Nice to meet you again.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Yeah, you're welcome. I think the first thing you want to do is to do your self-introduction before our viewers.
Okay, you're welcome, viewers, to Eagles TV Studio. My name is Akioyamen, Dr. Akioyamen Victor, a traditional doctor, not a native doctor, a traditional doctor of Esan extract. That's why I am.
Yeah, welcome. You just mentioned something. A traditional doctor, not a native doctor.
Yes.
Sir, any difference between the two?
Yes. The native is a derogated name by the white men. They call us native.
Okay.
We are not native, we are already a native, but the work is like when you say an orthodox doctor.
Okay.
We are traditional doctors that use the tricks, the philosophy of our forefather to solve issues, to solve matters like the one we are talking today, home trouble.
Okay, you mean native doctor is a kind of a derogatory language used by the white English?
Yes.
Okay, but at the end of the day, they mean the same thing, right?
In English, you know, English is vast, but traditional doctor is well pronounced for us.
Okay.
That is lettered.
Okay.
A native language is what the Europeans and the colonial master used to bring us down.
Okay.
Believing anything from the native is fetish and not good. So we are traditional doctor using herbs and roots to solve, to help, to heal people.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much for that. I think that's one thing we need to clear. Yeah, now we are going to be talking about home trouble or home problems. Yeah, some persons believe that if they have problem, maybe the home is part of it. So let us start with that one. What exactly is home problem or home trouble?
You know, you're welcome, viewers.
Thank you very much.
We are going to take you through this wonderful topic. You know, when we say home trouble, it is a phrase generally believed by people. When you have small setback, they believe it's from your home. When you have a little challenges, they believe it's from your root. You know, home is not just the house you are seeing.
Okay.
Maybe your family house. Home is your root. Home that we are talking here is a root that you generated from.
Okay. Your family root, right?
Thank you. Like I am Akioyamen. So when there is problem, they say it's an home issue from forefather to forefather to forefather. But truly, that's what we call home issue. Okay. You understand? From the family that affect destiny, ancestral. Okay. Something that is ancestral. So that will move me to give us the definition of what is home trouble, home problem, home challenges, home setback. Home trouble refers to the problems, setback, delay, or misfortune believed to have originated from one's origin. From one's origin, family roots, ancestral lineage, or community.
Okay.
You see what I said?
Yeah.
It's a setback. people feel when you're having setback, it is from your ancestral, it originated from your own, from your origin. That's what people believe. That's what own trouble is. But own trouble is more than what you see as home. The roots, your roots can be your own trouble. Your elders can be your own trouble. Your ancestor can be your own trouble. Your house can be which is your family. Your land can be your own trouble. Covenant that you have can be your own troubles. Spiritual covenant, like we did last time we discussed of covenant.
Yeah, exactly.
Your covenant can be your own trouble. Because when you talk about covenant, in some book they said it will be checked over from generation to generation to the 40th generation. That is, your own trouble can be from your great grandfather.
In the past.
So there are claims. If own trouble is real, own trouble is real, 100%. But there's some own trouble caused by you personally too. Maybe by your father, by people around you, by people in your family. Like we were saying in covenant the other day, you asked me a question. When somebody had a covenant, does that person need to come back to the roots where you had the covenant? Very big yes. Because if you don't come back there, that will set an own trouble for that person from his own lineage, from his own generation. Mm-hmm. Because his children will collect from it. Every children from him will collect from it. If it's a woman, every children. From that time to any time. So what are claims? I went further to see there are claims that people say the own trouble. There are claims. There are claims that people say, like spiritual claims. People talk about spiritual. Majorly, we human beings, once you have little challenges, they believe it's spiritual. Okay. So what are causes? Claims, that's spiritual claim, like causes, ancestral death, unappeased spirit, and violating of taboos. Okay. We were talking the other day, about when you were told that in that quarters, we don't marry there. But because of your stubbornness, you went and married from that quarters. You already have a problem. That is, you are violating the rules of the people. So it is a taboo for you to go and marry there. So when those children come to grow up, there is own trouble. Okay. That's spiritual own trouble. You understand? So appeasing the God will not be another problem. So because appeasing the God, because you've heard, they've told you. So no more own trouble. Who are born already? Oh, you want to tell us when I region I own trouble. Oh, you boy. Home trouble, my robot masi or lebune. The one we caused by our hands as the most one that is disturbing. So I make mention of spiritual claims. There are claims that are spiritual that we don't know. That we have to know. That's appeasing the God. That's ancestral debts. There are some people, they've asked them to do some certain things. Maybe a local in your family, or more so. The children went there, maybe their father was having an osu, their mother was having an olokun. They went there and carry everything. They said their pastor asked them to go and do it. They will pick it and set it ablaze and burn it. That is ancestral. You have a debt to that thing. You are indebted to him because in future, they will be seeing it. It will be affecting him. So she or he will not be saying it is an own trouble. Despite it's a spiritual claim. So let me go to social claim. I'm still under expatiating on what is home trouble now. So what are the claims by people? The claims. People say it's spiritual. Good. So the second one that I will reiterate on is the social claims. Social claims of what is an home trouble. Unresolved family conflicts, land dispute, neglect of parents and elders, broke promises. When you have an issue with your brother, these days, in those days, like we already discussed the other time, in those days, they were not well lettered. They didn't go to school, but they fear the gods. Yeah. They respect the gods. Yeah. There was a day I was listening to a presenter. I was saying, Elimo Obiodo. I listened, I've never heard it before. But truly, because some people always ask you, the problem in essence is that it's only women that is at the receiving end. The men is always liberated. When she now said, Elimi Okobiodo, And now, look, that is social. Because there was nowhere you went to go and swear only me who build up. But it's a conscience thing that me alone not saying, if I do you right, the gods are watching. Yes. If I do you wrong, the gods are watching. So that is a fear conscience sociality that my wife, I will be fair to you. My husband, I will be fair to you. So an unresolved issue in the society. Land disputes, which are social. These days, you see them. Brothers will take brothers to court. Over land. So in tomorrows, when the enemy, as Satan is called, start disturbing that person, overtaking his brother to court,
there's a taboo.
They will now say it's witches and wizards. Whereas it is an own trouble caused personally, which are social. I'm trying to break it down.
Yeah.
I've talked about the spiritual own trouble. I'm not talking about the social one. Now, when you now have problem with your brother, those days I was a tribe in Ugboha. You can't arrest anybody in that village by calling police. The elders must solve the issue. It is a right. It is documented. It's a rule and regulation. And ethics by the people of that village that know how it's going to be. You have to call the elders of the village to solve that matter. So once you call the police, you will be fine.
You've broken the law.
You have broken the law. That's social. That is social. So that's what we are saying. Over troubles and home trouble. There are some troubles that are psychological. Home trouble that are psychological. How? Guilt, identity crisis, and family that are across generation. Identity. Home trouble that are identity. That today, you see people, they don't want to acclimatize with their tribe. Baba, you have seen most Esan people, they don't want people to know that they are Esan.
Yeah, it's true.
So in future, when they don't need anything to do in that village, they will not say it's home trouble. Because when you come, your village people don't know you. Maybe they've told you in that time that thing you have to go and do it in your village. Like there's a woman that visited me. She's from Udo. They have not been to Udo for once with the husband. But the man grew up in Udo.
That's their village.
Yes. Now, the man died. They didn't go and bury the man. Now, there is trouble that the father, when he was dying, he lay a curse on that his son. That he, his generation, his children will never do well. Baba, to God, today, the children, they are well learned. They went to school, but they smoke colos, they do everything. I don't want to mention some things. You will know who I'm talking. This person was a former personal assistant to the person, that's Obaseki. So, there are some things we cause by ourselves. Now, I'm talking of psychological problem. Now, psychologically, your father is affecting you.
Yeah.
Because he has laid the course of the night. There's some course you lay that the people of the night will sanctify it, and it will be so. And to God will make me. To God will make me. That man is passing through his generational course from his father. That is affecting his own children right now as I speak to you.
Can you imagine?
So those are claims that there are home troubles. We have home troubles that we cannot avoid. Maybe the one caused by yourself, the one created by yourself, the one created by your forefathers. Those are the way of home troubles.
Wow.
That's just the full definition to encompass his own trouble.
Okay, thank you very, very much for this wonderful lecture. Now, let me now chip in again. Now, you've made it clear that there are some instances of home trouble whereby the person that is being affected will not be able to do well. Mm-hmm. Now, if I may ask now, is it every person, every failure that is a result of home trouble?
Good. I will not say no. I will not say yes. But what I will only know is that every failure has trouble. Might not be home. I said earlier, that's why I say claims. Okay. I break it down because I know we are coming here.
Yeah.
There are personal home trouble, which is psychological, caused by yourself. There are social trouble caused by that particular person.
Okay.
Now, like I wrote here, I said, yes, home trouble are real. Family keeps records or oral history and patterns of what happened when protocols are broken. Okay. There are some people, they know their village. This is like I was telling you, there's a woman, they tell you, in that quarters, we don't marry. Because you get married to that woman, you take the woman out of the village and go to Lagos.
Think you are not free.
You think you are free. There are protocols documented for you. Because you see, this our village father and mother. They might not be well lettered. They have the way they record what you do.
Yeah.
They give it to generation. There was somebody that was coming in my Egbe. When they didn't come and do marriage in the village.
Okay.
This person, the father is gone for a very long time. The woman is gone. So the children now come. This happened in my Egbe.
Okay.
And said they want to come and tinenena. Okay, Jaiwa. Do you know the children that were not there brought archives and start telling these children that your father, this your mother, never every we say power or bodo or they were not counting for that boy. So is that an home trouble? But if it's an home trouble, it's caused by the mother and the father of the mother.
Yeah, the parents.
Because there's no day they will not ask you of those things. So the boy was now angry. He left.
Okay.
He said, we cannot come and be doing all those things, mother's wedding, this one. But, sir, that thing will affect the boy. Because elements are kid or daughter. So they followed him.
Don't connect.
So there's no how he will have it set back tomorrow.
Okay.
That's what we call trouble. But he caused it by himself.
Okay.
Because if you didn't come at all, it's better for them to know. For coming is a big trouble.
You've exposed yourself.
They've seen you. There are protocols you have to follow. Because those protocols are what those forefathers were not well lettered, but they will document it in their hearts and disseminate it to children. On a era, or say Moiso Legbe, or say Omoe Pisire, or say Senor Legbe, Amoe Pisire, or say Senor Legbe, Akibon Woto. These days now, Egbokimo register. Anyone follow protocols. Ekimo. As my Egbe is, I'm the assistant secretary of Dumea. There are protocols. So when you don't do it, like now, we have issues. People that donate money, we are writing it down. So if you don't pay that money, in future, your children will say, so So there are things that causes claims for setbacks, claims for troubles, home troubles.
Yeah, you just mentioned one word that ourselves in marriage, do we have to do that in this land?
Yes. In situations warrant some things to happen. And in this situation I just mentioned, the man died. That is the man that has the daughter.
Okay.
The father of the daughter died.
Okay.
So when I wrote baton, I must know me nebu. That way, ono we all in a war. Or be a wisodo, or be a wisodo. Or one my way pisere. Or was it the wedding? I was marriage. The problem we have with our forefathers in Lagos State, when they do the marriage, they will write all those things and give the in-law. They will bring it to them. They will eat it in Lagos. They will not bring it to the village. That's what is happening. They will eat it and they will not come to the village. Now, that's why I said there's what we call protocol. It's documented now. So I don't know that we will not will not abide. Abe was vai we say your work, you were come on 5. Abe what saying work be was some week pisere was no that tamale. That work ne wo bury an adult na was me go ni na relu wedding. Ni jina da okay. E popa ni na e won evada amuja ni na re ne mo week pisere. Ne just mo ne week pisere ni re family ne da ludi bury akilufo e ki do ludi. They can get me marriage. Okay. A word turn on one for it. I did not know who that all you died now, they didn't come. So every person can come. It's situations matters. Okay. Men make rules. Rules doesn't make men.
That is true.
Men make rules. We make rules. I can tell you, I want this count to be here as the head of the family. I'm on John where Asalia. I'm about to say Salia. Abe asai mi akwe oni mi na nakara lo enne wan neke enimi neke akisalia akigbewe wo asalia so enimi yem popo yawo oni o tele asai mi ani na baba makalu.
Okay. Now, let's now come again from this angle. Do we now agree that anybody doing well, maybe outside his home, or anybody that is doing succeeding in businesses or that thing, is as a result of home assistance, and everybody that's a failure again is a product of a home failure?
Okay, I was going there. You very, very good question. You know, we always ask ourselves, there are some people that do well. People don't ask them if they have home trouble. Okay. When the issue we have is money. We believe money answers all things. But do you know the rich also cry?
Yeah.
They will not tell you. But they go on the ground and visit DBS, visit Obo, visit Babalawo according to you. So if you are rich, doesn't mean you don't have home trouble. The home trouble might not be financial. Well, like these days, I'm abaki amwewu. What a white man say when you a rich man is rich to the teeth, the children tap from it. So certainly in that home, there may not be home trouble financially, but you might find that in those homes, marriage is not working.
Okay.
Money is being squandered, trouble here and there, sickness here and there. That is another affected part of home trouble. Because home trouble has a way of getting us, especially when you misled protocols. Okay. You understand? And that's why I say yes. In some senses, family dynamics, lack of support system, like what we are saying, a lack of support system. Family, abamewege, uwanawada make paegbe, we go for uwanada make paegbe, we go iruwo. Otopawewo, oyomonomoiwo.
Yeah.
So in a society, what we call home trouble, there's some society, they help themselves. Despite their home trouble, they raise themselves up. So home trouble will be, if it's supposed to be 90%, we'll be reading 40%. Financially, you know, I said earlier, financially is the majority of the home trouble that we always believe.
Yeah.
Oya no mi no ware labor, okuwe home trouble no. Oya no mi ware dweki, okuwe home trouble no. So if you don't have money to do all those things, akwe ani mada siro mano bo asulako idobo siure o. Idobo siure. Idobo asiure idobo home trouble ne santa. Idobo aruwo, usabo mebulu na dusun.
Okay.
Akoka, okay. Let me say.
We tell akoka.
Na tell akoka. So if I can feel papa there. Oni ma gwele o ya vai okwe ese na wa. Or when I'm a scenario, okay. Only those are faces of home trouble.
Ese that also.
Ese now. Oh yeah, I was talking about the other one that where elimu who be odo. When I be surviving, ekimege okona ne luko area ne kava or later azo.
Yes.
You call it an home trouble. That is an home trouble. Because the home trouble followed that person to the generation to come. So Ogbo Rosso on home trouble say
Now, what are the offenses that we commit that often lead to home troubles in this family?
What are offenses? There are lots. And I was breaking it down the other time. They were talking. I mean, oya law, you who, akiwe eba wa wegbe, ojo de mo egbe, what esan, I mean ba to legbe. Onegbe ni, oye obokpa mako wa we san rebejan. We madoyan, mesabori, e mado mehe. Mesabori oko we mado. Because e mado wa emi negbe.
Okay.
Because e mado different equal or leader vai.
Okay.
Those vai we mado. Those settle down. So, adjacent opposite, mesabori oko was imeko no yeme. I say so far my you do more ba.
Okay.
Do me am here. Sabalo you ko yiele. Okay. Chance time. Sabalo you ko would do be. More egbe ma we ni. But I egbe would do mo.
Okay.
What can cause his own trouble are very open. Understand?
Okay.
Amere everywhere like I have here. I said before we go for that, what are the facts that buttress claim that people truly misfortune at home trouble? What are the misfortune their facts to buttress claims that people truly throw every misfortune at own trouble. That's what they are asking. They throw every misfortune. Anything no sunu. Own trouble no. Repeated failure. Uda lumi elena. Ulole wie. Owadusu. But yeah, we are learning me. Okay, when I said repeated failure. In a family line, everyone struggles with marriages, like I said earlier, health issues, marriages. Eso go do eki bodesi, eki roko isi, umuna kidi na kewo. Home trouble. Gbanoya, home trouble no. Breakthrough. Akiwe agbon lemiso, e wa breakthrough. But na me ni we tano ni we luni, ese law a breakthrough.
Because Yorina is a question now.
That now we are saying this happened only after someone returned home to settle some things. Okay, when we don't appease God. When I mean agmoke aroeku, ekiwena. Ekwena o, si bien da wena. Oni wena ni ibo na lole erobuwa, erodimoto. But na saboro lo mi soso. Aku okay, ese na wa adewa dozo esi. Ekwena no ya dozo esi. Dozo esi na wa. Misfortune that stopped after reconciliation and restitution. Understand, Baba? Restitution or traditional rights. Restitution, you have to settle with the gods. Restitution, traditional rights. Okay, does you see? You understand? Yeah. Truly, there are misfortune on this. Okay, does you see? Not the war. So it is true. Yes, the fact that misfortune affects people. It's in our all war. That's it.
Okay. So what we just explain is that our inherited
yes now. Yeah,
now that does not come now. Anyone that have that kind of home trouble, maybe in the business sector, in the area he was,
area of breakthrough,
in the area of breakthrough and all right. What should that person do to solve the problem of that home trouble?
Like I said earlier, when church I'm actually findings consulting the gods. When I was saying agbon de aki sobo. Aki so hen. In your church aki when no kodo lolokun yokuwe mountain of fire eki kolokun. Eki we betioli yan spiritual husband. Or lay natural lolokun. Whereas every natural spiritual husband where ruo. Oko no wa mi ko yi odobo lela lo mo spiritual husband. So now aki jisobo aki bofewo, that is restitution that I was talking about. That is reconciliation that I was talking about. You reconcile with the gods. Then those one will not tell you the traditional rights nualu ebuaze izobonuaze ebuaze nagbada me ekitame ebualu nagbada me. That is it. So that is a major thing you have to do. You will consult and find solutions from the people that can give you solution. The obo, like people majorly don't go to the obo, they go to the pastor and tell them that they have this problem. Why is this problem reoccurring? Repeated failure. So that's one of the things they do. They will go and visit those people. Those people will not provide solution. That's how you see people will leave the village. They will leave their various villages. They come and tuki. They can leave their various villages. They don't koloku. We say na. They don't law. And again, running in a for. We just kitana. After finishing with these traditional rites, finish this restitution, wherever they lay their hands, we walk. We have seen millions of it. Like that. So that's all they need to do.
Okay.
That's what they need to do.
Now, for instance, let me ask this question again now. Maybe like some people maybe that were born and raised in foreign land.
Yeah.
Either Lagos, Europe or America. Do they have any way they can offend the gods that will give them punishment or a kind of home trouble?
Yes. I said earlier, home trouble is not what you yourself caused. Sometimes, in some cases, it's a generational thing from your father, grandfather, great grandfather. That is a lineage. In my definition, I said home trouble can be from the lineage, origin. Origin are where Akioyamen. Origin, more trouble. That trouble will be an originated one from the origin, from the roots. The home is not what we just call home, like house that we stay. It's an home trouble from the roots, from the origin. That's what we are talking about. So it's 100% sure. I gave an example of somebody from Udo the other time. The children were not there when the father was laying curse on their own father. But today, the thing affects the children.
Wow.
It's affecting them too much as I speak to you. Too much that they can't leave. They are looking for how to escape. Because it is a cause. Home trouble is a cause. Or that be a better than other loving covenant. Other would have a covenant work woman. Where kisi ruwa would have only covenant in it where be on yakitalo kifun. Okay, ebi weluni where was obo me wo rebo emerebo eju. Why you? Especially on a very altar. On altar, you must return back to that altar.
To break it.
To that shrine. To break that. So if you don't do it, it becomes an own trouble. Only other genepano, I may or genepano law bodo or beer with sodo. But recally, esse. Only my dad Sulakwe, esse the negbe, esse na one nebona, not the negbe.
Okay. Now, from the picture of what you've explained now, we saw that home trouble can cause setback.
Yes.
Now, how can we differentiate between setback caused by home trouble and the one caused by negligence?
Negligence, but setback caused by
human negligence.
I know.
Home trouble.
Okay. The human negligence, I will pick.
Okay.
I tell me, you were told that in these quarters, like I always use as an example, we don't go there. Because due to your stubborn head, due to your stubborn behavior, you felt that that's what we were calling love. Love doesn't come when you forbid. Not that forbid has been laid cause. Only that way assignment. Those days, only wasa remain.
Okay.
So if they say in that quarters, we don't marry, that is human negligence. By your own personal person. Caused by your own self. No tobo esi. Ese no robo lisiki honaya. Or you home trouble but later it will not become an own trouble. Because they will have the problem of that. They will have it. So before you know it becomes an own trouble. So negligence leads to own trouble. Personal negligence leads to own trouble. So we must see, obey to avoid home trouble. So negligence, personal negligence, any home trouble you have seen in family is a personal negligence by somebody. Maybe about okay on a lot more no bolia. Okay, bono ya. Then they said a sergeant blood is thicker than water. A sergeant that other home. Only family, only lineage generation anaho. We understand, Baba. Only lineage generation ole anaho. Only home trouble. Okidoki, eventually home trouble. You understand? So you're there.
Okay. Now, some of our people, maybe some people that are in foreign countries or foreign land, are free to come home. Their belief is that if they stepped into his land or their village, that they will have problem with their lives. Maybe they will start recording failures in businesses, having problems here and there. So, is it true that if anybody comes to a place of birth, those things will start to happen, or those things are consequences of action? Please, do you have any message for some people of that nature?
You know, enemy in nature is of the gods. There's no way, everywhere you have eyes of the gods. Okay. But these days, you church, pastor when changing now. They are changing.
Okay.
You see, these days children change their name. They say that name is a cursed name.
Okay.
You see, they're using that word cursed because they read it to home trouble. So they feel that when they change their name, they cannot be connected.
Okay, they are broken because that way.
It's a big lie, because the blood flow. It's the blood. It's not the name alone. It's not the name. So the blood flow, okay. The blood that flow in you, okay, matters. So if you are abroad, you want to come home. Home trouble doesn't stop you. I talk about restitution the other time. If you feel you have home trouble, you come.
No, your question is, if somebody has no home trouble, by visiting home, can you correct home trouble?
No.
Okay.
It's a capital no.
Okay.
By visiting home, you must visit your origin. Visiting home doesn't just create home trouble for everybody. You understand?
Yeah.
Visiting home doesn't create home trouble. That's unless you are talking about visiting home. We use others witchcraft. The people are not talking of witchcraft. Okay. It's different from home trouble. So maybe because you come to do your father's burial, after doing your father's burial, you got back to your destination and you start having some challenges. That's not home trouble.
Okay, what do you call that then?
I said earlier, maybe people believe it's witchcrafting. Okay. People are now witch hunting them. Mm-hmm. Maybe they believe once their problem is they start having problem, it's witchcraft. Like, I always give example. Somebody finished his mother's burial in Ehikhamen. When he got to Dublin, the business was not doing well. She was not telling me since she came to do the mother's burial, she had problem in Dublin. And I said, that is why sometimes we talk about mindset. Because when you already coming, you believe coming here, there may be one trouble that will follow you home. You are not reason it to be normal or natural challenges.
Okay.
So coming home doesn't give you a own trouble. It's a capital no.
Okay. If you want to come, you come.
You can come to your village.
Unless
unless nowhere I don't feel bad.
Okay.
You will not come to your village and be insulting and be doing in your village.
Okay.
You let the elders. This is the village of the elders, not village of. When people go to school these days, they want to use book to buttress tradition. There's a difference between book. There's a difference between tradition. Tradition has its own tenets. When you go to school, you keep it to yourself. So when you come, they say, bring goat to bury your father. You say, no, already you are insulting the gods. You understand? Oh, yeah, no, you're already insulting because it's a tradition.
Okay.
It's a laid down rule. So once you leave, even if you don't say it in the elders present, you went to your room, your corner of your room, and be saying it, you are in your place because they share cola and give you. They drink palm wine and give you. They give hot and give you. You're already stepping. Okay, enemy working the other. So if you now go back there, before you know, they now discover that those things you were not happy with, those you gave the elders, you now call it home trouble. You now call it witchcrafting.
Okay.
Or witch hunting. No, you caused it by yourself.
Okay. Now let us come to the final question now. What advice do you have to give to every Asian man in the area of home trouble?
Okay. I'm coming, I put it here.
Just sit down.
I break it down because, it's a very vital topic to let the people know.
Yeah.
Okay, failure to own trouble and what the advice I gave to them, Abi? Yeah. Now, I said earlier, my advice, taking away general advice to all Asian or human beings that believe home trouble is the major cause. I can't see it. For strong family feelings, general advice to people is for strong family ties, respect for elders, deep ancestral conscience. Take your heart away from fear not to come home. Remove your heart from fear not to visit your villages. No, that there will be crisis. No, don't feel so. Stay connected to your home. Stay connected to your brothers in the village, to your sisters in the village. Don't think when you are coming home, you already having a fear that there's a witchcraft somewhere that will shunt you. Send support. Send support. Attend functional meetings. When they tell you functional meetings, even if you are abroad, there's a way you can attend. Sending money to support them. They avoid grumbling when others talk.
Okay.
When you come here, you don't talk about home trouble. Avoid grumbling when others talk, because some of those elders are mouthpiece of
the gods.
God. So avoid trouble. Community injustice, by assets. Maybe, like I said, like Ehikhamen water. Because you come around, you have money. You now use the money, your influence, to take over lands of the community or that belongs to your junior brother or to your senior brother. Avoid those things to avoid home troubles. When you do those things, you are calling for home troubles that people call witch hunting. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So now, blending tradition with wisdom, like I said earlier, you blend your tradition with your wisdom. People that compile the tradition and the culture are learned people like you. They might not have well lettered, been to school, but make sure you model tradition with wisdom that you have. If you're a professor, that's why I love Yoruba people. A Yoruba man can never throw away his tradition. When he gets to where they are doing their tradition, they seem calm and listen and learn, because we are all on a learning process every day.
Okay.
We are all on a learning process every day. So you build people. Instead of asking too much question, you listen when it comes to your tradition to avoid home trouble.
Oh, that's the general advice.
That's the general advice.
So on that note, a big thank you for this wonderful lecture again. I'm sure you've again told us so much, and from what we've learned now, we pick one or two things again. And one, we have come to realize that home trouble might sometimes be inherited. You might not be the one that caused it, maybe parental. But again, there's a solution, there's a way to break it, and the duty will be over. But I think the strongest message here is this. If you are a son and you live in the diaspora, don't be afraid to come home. If you come home, you won't have problem, no problem from any angle. The only problem you have is when you break the law. If you don't break law, you cannot have you can't have an offense. It is the breaking of law that leads to penalties. So that is on that. So I think we have had enough, and we have plenty to ruminate or to accept here. And again, we've got to realize that it does not. Home doesn't stop anybody from achieving what they want to achieve, and that not of every failure is a reason of home trouble. There are some that are part of our own negligences. So we should learn to differentiate between them. So on that note, we've come again to the end of today's interview series with our doctor, our traditional doctor, not native doctor. Please get this right, because he has explained at the beginning. So we've come to the end of the interview for today again. Hopefully by next week again, we'll be coming up with another powerful edition of our interview with this genius. So before then, take care of yourself, relax your mind, and have fear to come home. Your host, Sunday Ehikhamen, for Ego Studio, London, UK. Thank you very much for being with us all the while. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're